Srimad Paramahansa Paripurajakatarashtottara Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Srimad Paramahansa Paripurajakatarashtottara Sata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Prem Se Kho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhari Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। श्री लड्डू गोपाल की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। सॉरी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, The Appearance of Sukadeva Goswami, Text number 11. Anye cha devarshi brahmarshi varya. Anye cha devarshi brahmarshi varya. Anye cha devarshi brahmarshi varya. Rajarshi varya arunadayas cha. Rajarshi varya arunadayascha. Rajarshi varya arunadayascha. Nana arsheya pravaran sametan. Nana arsheya pravaran sametan. Nana arsheya pravaran sametan. Abhyarchya Raja Shirasa Vavande. Abhyarchya Raja Shirasa Vavande. Abhyarchya Raja Shirasa Vavande. Anye cha devarshi brahmarshi varya. Rajarshi varya arunadayascha. Nanarshaya pravaran sametan. Abhyarchya raja shirasa vavande. Anye cha devarshi brahmarshi varya. Rajarshi varya arunadayascha. Nanarsheya pravaran sametan. Abhyarchya raja shirasa vavande. Anye, many others, cha, also, Devarshi, saintly demigods, Brahmarshi, saintly Brahmanas, Varyaha, topmost, Rajarshi Varyaha, topmost saintly kings, Aruna Adayaha, a special rank of Rajarshis, Cha, and Nana, many others, Arsheya Pravaran, chief amongst the dynasties of the sages, Sametan, assembled together, Abhyarchya, by worshipping, Raja, the emperor, Shirasa, bowed his head to the ground, Vavande, welcomed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. There were also many other saintly demigods, kings, and special royal orders called Arunadayas, a special rank of Rajarshis, from different dynasties of sages. When they all assembled together to meet the Emperor Parikshit, he received them properly and bowed his head to the ground. Kindly repeat. There were also many other saintly demigods, kings, and special royal orders called Arunadayas, a special rank of Rajarshis, from different dynasties of sages. When they all assembled together to meet the Emperor Parikshit, he received them properly and bowed his head to the ground. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The system of bowing the head to the ground to show respect to superiors is an excellent etiquette which obliges the honored guest deep into the heart. Even the first grade offender is excused simply by this process. And Maharaj Parikshit, although honored by all the rishis and kings, welcomed all the big men in that humble etiquette in order to be excused from any offenses. Generally, at the last stage of one's life, this humble method is adopted by every sensible man in order to be excused before departure. In this way, Maharaj Parikshit implored everyone's goodwill for going back home, back to Godhead. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namavom Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mokam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. When Lord Krishna was present 5,000 years ago on this earth, Krishna used to perform his leelas in Vrindavan. And at that time, Kamsa in Mathura, he was not knowing who is the person who has been born to kill him. Because when his sister Devaki was getting married, there was a proclamation from the sky that the 8th child of Devaki would kill him. So Kamsa was always searching for who is that person who is born to kill me. And he sent various asuras, various demons to different parts of the country to find out children who are born within 10 days of the birth of Krishna and kill all of them. So, following the order of Kamsa, many asuras spread all over and they came to different parts, all the different parts of Mathura kingdom. They came to Vrindavan also, and whichever asuras came to Vrindavan, when they came face to face with Krishna, they were all killed. Whether it was Putana, Shakatasura, Vyomasura, so many asuras came. One of the asuras who had come to kill Krishna was Aghasura. And this Aghasura was in the form of a big python. And he was a very powerful asura, so much so that all the devatas were afraid of him. So this Aghasura, when he wanted to kill Krishna along with all his cowherd boyfriends and the calves, Krishna killed Aghasura. And when Krishna killed Aghasura, all the devatas were waiting watching with bated breath what is going to happen in this battle between Krishna and Aghasura. And so finally, when Krishna managed to vanquish Aghasura, all the devatas were very happy. They were extremely pleased. Now that big headache of Aghasura is finished. So they all became very happy and they started glorifying Krishna, Jai, 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 like that. So Jaikaras started happening. And this happened in the village known as Jait in Braj. And so why that village got the name Jait is because Jayati, Jayati, like that all the devatas were calling out to Krishna. And so therefore, because that pastime of killing Aghasura happened in the Jait village, that village got the name Jait. Jayati, it became Jait. Now, when all this commotion was going on, Brahma was in his Brahmaloka and he heard all the devatas, they are all shouting Jayati, Jayati, like that. So Brahma thought, what is this? What is going on? Looks like something has happened. And he came and everybody is assembled and everybody is glorifying, everybody is singing, happy and all that. So Brahma asked them, what happened? What is going on? So they replied, the devatas replied, that the Supreme Lord Krishna has killed Aghasura. So we are all celebrating that. So when I think we should keep that door closed. We can keep this door open if you want. Thank you. So this when this Aghasura was killed, Brahma was seeing who is this person who has killed Aghasura. And he saw one small cowherd boy running around with so many other cowherd boyfriends, and they are all grazing the calves. So Brahma got a little doubt. Is this really my Supreme Lord? My Supreme Lord is in Vaikuntha. Why should he come to this material world first of all? And even if he comes, running around like ordinary cowherd boy, no chance. The Lord is glorified by great rishis, sages, and he is such a magnificent personality, and he is the greatest of all devatas. So he conducts himself with such gravity. And this is a small boy running around playing with calves and cowherd. How can this be the Supreme Lord? Maybe he may be having a little power because of which he killed Aghasura, because an ordinary 5-year-old child cannot kill such a big demon. So Brahma also understood this is not an ordinary boy. Maybe he has got some little extra powers. Let me test him whether he is really the Supreme Person. So how to test him? Brahma, what he did was, he stole all the cowherd boyfriends of Krishna and the calves. And he took them and took them to his Brahmaloka, put them into sleep by his yogic power, by his siddhi. And by now, Brahma got a little afraid. What if this cowherd boy is really the Supreme Person? I am playing with fire, so better let me not waste any time. Immediately, Brahma came back. So what happened? In this 1 second of Brahma put the cowherd boys and the calves to rest in Brahmaloka and immediately came back. Hardly 1 second he took. But that 1 second of Brahma, already 1 year had passed on earth. Now when Krishna saw that all the cowherd friends and his calves have disappeared, Krishna being the Supreme Lord, he is omniscient, he is aware of everything. So in the Bhagavatam also says that the Supreme Lord Krishna is aware of everything directly as well as indirectly. Abhijñah Swarat. He is abhijnaha, he is aware of everything, directly and indirectly. So, Krishna understood immediately that this is the work of Brahma. So, Krishna said, okay, you are showing me your siddhi, your yogic power. I will show you my yogic power. Immediately, Krishna expanded himself into all those cowherd boyfriends and the calves. Each of those boys had one particular characteristic. They had a particular form, they had a way of talking, they had particular mannerisms, they had particular characters. The cows also. Some were small, some were big, some were white, some were brown, all different colors, different characteristics. When Krishna expanded, he assumed not only the forms of the different cowherd boys and the calves, he also assumed all of their specific characteristics. And so when all of them returned to Vrindavan, all the mothers of the boys thought, our own child has come back. The cows also thought, my own calf has come back. Nobody could make out that this is not their children, it is actually Krishna. Nobody could make out. So for 1 year, Krishna maintained this. Why did Krishna do this? Because this was a great opportunity for Krishna to satisfy the elderly gopis. Krishna was the son of Yashoda Maya, and he used to drink the milk of Yashoda Maya. So all the other elderly gopis, they used to think, oh, if only Krishna was my child, I could have fed him my milk also. So they used to always feel bad that they were not able to serve Krishna like Yashoda Maya is serving. So for that 1 year, Krishna satisfied all of their desires. Krishna personally took the forms of their children, and he was treated by those mothers and fathers exactly like their own children. And even the cows also got the opportunity to feed Krishna their milk directly. So Krishna was playing his own pastime. He was utilizing the opportunity created by Brahma to please his devotees. So Brahma, when he came back after this 1 second, by when 1 year had already passed, these children and Krishna had also grown up. The calves had also grown up by 1 year by that time. You see, Krishna's opulence, every single detail was taken care of. They also grew up during that time by 1 year. So when Brahma came back, he saw all the cowherd boyfriends are playing as it is along with the cows with Krishna. Brahma got bewildered. He thought, what is happening? Just now I kept all the boys there and the cows there, calves there, and in Brahmaloka I put them to sleep, and I'm coming here, I'm seeing exactly the same people are here. What is this going on? So he was confused. Brahma was confused. He could not figure out what is happening. So when Krishna saw that Brahma is confused, immediately what Krishna did, all those calves and the cowherd boys, they all transformed into 400 Narayana forms. When Brahma saw this, he got even more bewildered. What is this? So many Narayanas. I know of only one Narayana in Vaikuntha. So many Narayanas are running around here. What is happening? Brahma got even more bewildered. He could not understand what was happening. He was totally bemused. So then Krishna took pity upon Brahma. Brahma is not able to understand. So all of the Narayana forms merged into Krishna. And then suddenly Brahma is saying, all the calves have vanished, all the cowherd boys have vanished. Only Krishna is running around searching for his calves and cowherd boys who have gone missing. Brahma got really, shaken up. He realized, my God, I was thinking of using my yogic power, my siddhi, to bewilder, to test Krishna. But look at the mystic power of Krishna. I am totally bewildered by this display of mystic power by Krishna. Brahma understood that Krishna is actually the Supreme Lord. So what did he do? The moment he saw this, what Brahma did, that is described in the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, drishtva tvarena swadhoranato avatirya. So when Brahma saw like this, that Krishna has now, all the Narayana forms have merged into Krishna and Krishna is standing alone. So what did he do? Drishtva, he saw now Krishna has become all alone, single. Tvarena, immediately, swadhoranato, from his swan carrier, avatirya, he got down. And after getting down, what did he do? After getting down, Prithvyam Vapuhu Kanakadandamiva Abhipatya. So, Prithvyam, on the earth, Vapuhu, his body, he put down on the earth. Like what? Like Kanakadandamiva Abhipatya. Like a Kanakadanda, like a golden rod, he immediately fell on the floor, fell on the ground. Meaning he offered Dandavat Pranam. And because Brahmaji is very effulgent, he looked like a Kanakadanda. It looked as if when Brahma offered his obeisances, Dandavats, it appeared like, because Brahma was very effulgent, it looked like a golden rod had fallen on the ground. So like this, Brahma offered his obeisances. And Sprishtva Chatur Mukatakotir Angri Yugmam. The Angri Yugma, the two lotus feet of Krishna, Brahma with his four heads, with the tips of the four crowns decorating his four heads. Chatur Mukutakoti, the Mukuta, the crown which was decorating the four heads of Brahma, with the Kotibihi, with the tips of those golden crowns. Sprishtva Angri Yugmam. Brahma touched the lotus feet of Krishna, the two lotus feet of Krishna. Then Natva, then by offering obeisances like this, with great happiness, Sujalair, with his tears, Akrita Abhishekam, he did Abhisheka, Brahma did Abhisheka for the lotus feet of Krishna. Means Brahmaji washed the lotus feet of Krishna with his wonderful tears, out of great happiness, out of great ecstasy. So the interesting thing to note here is, and then of course Brahma offered his wonderful prayers, and then Krishna also became pleased with him, and then Brahma brought back the original calves and the boys and all that, and Krishna blessed Brahmaji, and Brahmaji went back. Brahmaji offered wonderful prayers, all that we are aware. Now the interesting thing here is that when Brahma saw Krishna and he realized that he is the supreme person, Brahma's behavior you have to understand. Normally all the devatas, when they come to this earthly planet, Martya Loka, when they come, they never touch the ground. They will always remain floating in the air. So Brahma also, when he came, he did not touch the ground. He was on a swan carrier flying in the sky. But when he realized that Krishna is the supreme person, Prithivyam Vapuhu, he came and threw himself on the ground. So this behavior of Brahma is very astonishing. Because Devatas never touch the ground of the earth, because they are all from an upper planetary system. Even if they come here, they will all be floating in the clouds, in the sky. Even when Aghasura was killed by Krishna, all the Devatas were crying out Jaya, Jaya to him. They were doing Jaikara to him. They were doing it from the clouds. They did not come to the earth. But Brahmaji, he forgot, he kept aside, he neglected that rule of the Devatas, and he actually touched the ground. Like a Kanakadanda, like a golden rod, he offered his obeisances. Why? Because Brahma understood that he had offended Krishna. Krishna was engaged in his personal pastimes with his personal friends, and Brahma had come and taken away those friends, so he had interfered in Krishna's pastime. Suppose some big man is there, he is playing with his grandchild. Somebody comes and forcibly takes him away. Will the grandfather keep quiet? He is a very big man, he is the president of the country. Will he keep quiet? He will get very angry. So Brahma thought, I have offended Krishna. Where Krishna will get angry with me, what to do now? Better I offer my dandavats to him. So he neglected the rule that the Devatas never touch the earth, the ground of the earth, and he touched the ground of the earth and offered his obeisances to Krishna, so that Krishna would forgive his offense. Of course, Krishna had not taken offense, because after all, Brahma is also very dear devotee for him. And Krishna was only enjoying the whole pastime. But still, Brahma from his side, he felt that I have offended Krishna, I should seek forgiveness from him. And so therefore, he offered his obeisances. So you see how important this principle of offering obeisances is. That even Brahma broke that rule that Devatas should not touch the floor of the earth. And he came and touched the floor of the earth because he wanted to offer his obeisances to Krishna to become free from the offense that he felt he had committed at the lotus feet of Krishna. So Brahma, who is the leader of all the devatas, he is the chief of all the devatas, he is the creator of this universe. Such a great personality he is. Not only that, he is a pure devotee, he is coming and offering dandavats to Krishna. So this shows the importance of the principle of offering dandavats, obeisances to one's superiors. And that is what is being demonstrated by Parikshit Maharaj also in today's words. When all the sages and rishis assembled on the banks of Ganga near Haridwar, Parikshit was the emperor of the whole universe. He was such a great person, he was the emperor of the whole universe. Still, when he saw all the devatas, Devarshi, Narada, all the rishis have assembled, he offered his obeisances to them. So we can see how even great personalities like Brahma, even if you become the Brahma of this world, even if you become the emperor of this world, you cannot avoid this principle of offering obeisances to one's superior. In fact, Narada Muni also explains what is the duty of a disciple. A disciple, especially one who is living in the ashrama of the Guru. Brahmachari Gurukule Vasandanto Guror Hitam Acharan. So a disciple should live in the ashrama, in the Gurukula, in the ashrama of the Guru. Acharan Guror Hitam. He should always live in the ashrama of the Guru only for the Guru's benefit. Guror Hitam, only for the spiritual master's benefit, only for carrying out the welfare of the spiritual master, the disciple has to live in the ashrama of the Guru. So if a disciple lives in the ashrama of the Guru and he thinks, what about my future? Who will take care of me? I have to make some arrangement for my future. When I become old, who will take care? That is not living in the ashrama of the Guru. If you are living in the ashrama of the Guru, you have to think only of the welfare of the Guru, not about myself. So, Acharan Guror Hitam, he has to live in the ashrama of the Guru, only thinking about how I can benefit the Guru, how I can serve him, how I can contribute towards his mission. This should be the internal mood of a devotee who is living in the ashrama of the Guru. So, and like this, Dasavan Nicho, he should be exactly like a menial servant. Even the minutest of the most menial service is given, he should be ready to do. Always considering himself nothing more than a laborer in the Guru's ashrama. Sometimes what happens when we join Prabhupada's mission, when we all join the temple, what happens is first we are given so many menial services. All of you have done MMD when you joined? Cleaning the bathroom, toilet, I have also done. All of us when we join, that's what we start with. Then gradually over a period of time what happens is, slowly elevation happens. Slowly we become preacher, either a folk preacher or fundraising preacher. Then slowly we get into management, become one HOD of one department. Then we become a unit head, division head, then GM. So what happens is, someday some problem is there, and somebody asks us that today the devotee, MMD devotee has not come, can you wipe the floor? What will happen? We'll start thinking, me? I am the GM, I am the vice president, you are asking me to clean? So, a devotee who is really living in the ashram of the devotee, of the Guru, should never have such consideration. He should always think, somehow for my service, these authorities have given me this service, but otherwise I am actually no better than a most menial servant in the Guru's ashrama. This should be our mood always. Dasavan, Nichaha, and always meek and humble. And not only this, Guru Sudra Sauhradaha, one should act always in a friendly manner with the Guru. Although we are always considering ourselves to be servants of the Guru, at the same time there has to be a friendly dealing also. Friendly dealing means we are always thinking how I can fulfill my spiritual master's desire. If a friend is there, Suhrat means very great well-wisher. So if I am a suhrit of somebody, I'll be thinking, how my friend, what is the welfare of my friend? What can I do to help him? What can I do to make him happy? That will be my mood. So similarly, the spiritual master also, we should constantly be thinking how I can please him. We should never be thinking how I can be happy. You know, I want this service, I want this mobile, I want that laptop, I want this, I want that, so that I can be, then I am happy doing my service. That should never be the criterion. Criterion should be how I can please Prabhupada by when I am living in his ashrama as his disciple. And not only this, Chandam Sadiyita Guru. So when he is living in the Guru's ashram, not only one should do service and be menial, Chandamsi Adiyita, one should learn all the scriptures under the guidance of the Guru. Chandamsi Adiyita Guru. And Ahutastena Suyantritaha. One must do this very regularly. Every day without fail one has to learn the Vedic scriptures. And that is why you see Prabhupada instituted every day Bhagavatam class has to happen in the temple. And Prabhupada also told every day 1 hour we must read and hear Bhagavad Gita class also. So why? Because this is the duty of the Guru. The Guru engages the disciple not only in just serving him menially, physically, he also makes him learn the Vedic scriptures. So because unless we engage in physical service to the spiritual master, we will not be able to understand the Vedic scriptures. Krishna also tells in the Bhagavad Gita, Karmendriyehi karma yogam asaktaha. We must begin our service with our karma idriyas, with our hands, with our legs, with our voice, with our karma in the hard physical labor we have to do for the spiritual master. Our devotional service begins with that. We should not think that simply reading books and becoming a scholar and being able to recite many shlokas. By this I know the shlokas of the Bhagavad Gita from verse 1 to 700 by heart, and I can recite the Bhagavad Gita from chapter 1 verse 1 till 18 chapter last verse, and the reverse also I can do, therefore I am a big devotee. No, that's not enough. That if you are able to do that, very good, but you have to do hard physical labor. You have to sweat it out for Prabhupada. Then only the import of the Vedic scriptures will be revealed in our heart. And upakramye avasanecha charanau shirasa namet. And this studying of the Vedic scriptures and our menial service to the Guru has to be accompanied by one very important principle. What is that? Upakramye avasanecha. When we begin our study of the scriptures and when we end our study of the scriptures at the end of the day, both times, Guroho Charanau Shirasa Namet. One must offer one's obeisances at the lotus feet of the Guru. That's how you see Srila Prabhupada instituted every day Guru Puja in ISKCON. Why? Because every day when we have Guru Puja, we have to go and offer our obeisances to the Guru. The more number of times we offer our obeisances to Prabhupada, the more advanced we will become in spiritual life. The more the spiritual knowledge will become revealed in our heart, it will become realized knowledge, no more theoretical knowledge. Theoretical knowledge you can gain by rote, by learning by heart the books of Prabhupada. You can learn many things, but that will remain theoretical knowledge until we render menial physical labor for Prabhupada's mission and we offer obeisances to Prabhupada every day. So this principle, Prabhupada, you see how Prabhupada has created a whole sadhana program for us, which is incorporating all these principles, that the disciple has to do menial service, disciple must learn the scriptures every day under the spiritual master, the disciple must offer obeisances to the spiritual master every day. All principles are encompassed, are encapsulated within the sadhana program that Prabhupada has given us. Sadhana program and what services we are given to do during the day. So all the most important principles that a disciple has to follow in order to be able to assimilate the essence of the scriptures, to be able to comprehend what exactly is the finest, most condensed essence of the Vedic scriptures is, to be able to understand that what are the most core principles that a disciple has to follow. Prabhupada has taken all of that and encapsulated it into the daily life of ours. Therefore, we have to give importance to every single anga of our sadhana and our devotional service, whatever is assigned to us. Everything is important. Whether it is Mangalarati, whether it is Tulasi Arati, whether it is Guru Puja, whether it is attending Bhagavatam class, whether it is reading 1 hour Prabhupada's books every day, whether it is hearing Bhagavad Gita every day, every one of them, and whether it is honoring Krishna Prasadam, whether it is going and doing our everyday assigned services, whatever is given to us in the temple, every one of them is so critical for us to take us back to Godhead. So even the principle of offering obeisances is so important. You see how that example has been given in the Vedic scriptures in the Srimad Bhagavatam of Brahma himself and Parikshit Maharaj himself, even the emperor of the world and the creator of this world, both of them follow this principle. So you see, even as such a simple thing as offering obeisances is so important. Why? Because our philosophy is a personal philosophy. And that is why Prabhupada also is explaining in the purport very beautifully. The system of bowing the head to the ground to show respect to superiors is an excellent etiquette which obliges the honored guest deep into the heart. So when we offer obeisances to Prabhupada and when we offer obeisances to the deities, what is happening? Even Krishna, even Gaurnitai and Prabhupada, they feel deeply in their heart, they feel obliged that, oh, this devotee, he has offered obeisances to me. I have to bless him with spiritual advancement. Such an important principle this is. Generally, we don't give it much importance. Come running, oh, late ho gaya, Mangalarati 4:28, come and that, offer an obeisance, and then get up and get ready. We don't think about it, but it is such an important thing. Every time you offer obeisances, what is happening to Prabhupada? Prabhupada is feeling obliged. Oh, this disciple of mine, he is offering obeisances to me. This is Prabhupada's mood. What is our mood? Somehow offer, get up, and okay, do our, go and what is the next thing? But, so therefore, even the minutest of things in our devotional service, we should not neglect. We should do them mindfully, heartfully, soulfully. Just like we do japa also soulfully, like that obeisances also you do soulfully. It will give you great advancement in spiritual life. So I'll stop here. Do we have time for questions, or should I stop here? Maybe one or two questions, if anybody has. So we'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. Never miss